Hey guys, I'm back again. Today we are doing something different. We are gonna do a technical deep dive. So I made 2 or 3 videos before this discussing the entire architecture and what goes where, what are the technical different difficulties we faced, and I'm gonna do a deep dive on the technical stuff. So today what we are gonna tackle is the chat part. So we have an important input. So we have an important feature which is the chat. And how does this work? So basically here we have first step as input, second step is Gemini, and third step is response. So this is pretty simple. But now getting into like what makes the chat good, how will it be able to answer all your questions? So what it does is, I have already told this, that we are using RAG and using that as a backbone of our search. And what we also decided to do was include this RAG as a backbone for Gemini. The thing is, earlier, maybe last year or so, when I was building such kind of chat app, so what we used to do was we used to take all the user information and feed it directly into the system prompts. So there are two things in Gemini, right? So there's this system stuff, it means configurations, and second part is the user message. So we used to feed the entire database of the user into the system prompt, right? So the earlier method would have been to do a query, right? To do a search with the user keywords. Let me just write it down here. So the inefficient method would have been to query using user keyword. Second, get the data, feed to Gemini. Okay, but this is various disadvantages. One of the disadvantage is context window. So context window means, let's say I search for Goa and I have 1,000 videos. I don't know how much context to feed Gemini, right? I cannot feed the entire 1,000 video worth of data. So it becomes pretty limiting for the system because it will never get to the result of 1,000 page of the, like, if it's page generated by 20 items per page, so it will never reach how much, 50th page, right? My math may be off, but I think it's 50th page. Yeah, it will never reach the 50th page. So that is one of the limiting factor. Second limiting factor is what to query. So if you will see a human, how does a human querying mechanism works? So you think about something like food in Goa, or then you search food in Goa. And if you find some results that you think are acceptable, then it's well and good. You move ahead. If you cannot find the result, then maybe you improve the context, right? And maybe you say food in Vagatur, or maybe you say pasta in Vagatur, because that is what exactly you're looking for. So you improve the search keyword according to your requirement. But if we just go with this pipeline, then that is not a possibility. So that is one of the limiting factor of this thing. So the result, even if you have RAG, it can be a bottleneck because the system is not able to make full use of the RAG that you have. So how did we solve it? I would like to talk about that in details in the next video. Thanks. Bye.
See you later. Take care.